Good news, digital masochists. There's a new hard game in town and it's terrific. Described as Dark Souls with guns, Remnant from the Ashes delivers a fresh creative take on the action RPG genre, with a delightfully depressing plot and refreshingly fluid action. Now, I'm not one for shooters normally, but this feels so good. It's a blend of Bloodborne tentacle weirdness, Halo lasers, a gripping, hidden backstory, and generous replayability. What makes Remnant so unique is that it's a single-player game that's procedurally generated, meaning no two games are alike. Every person who buys Remnant will fight different bosses with secret encounters, unique maps, and layouts to explore. It's different for everybody. You'll be in a co-op, which is excellent, and see another player using some crazy weapon or ability that you've never seen before. So you play in his game with him for a while and kill a boss that you don't have in your own world, then collect the cool new armor set or ability that he drops, take it back to your own game and wreak havoc. Now, there are already try-hard psychos out there who have found the perfect combination of secret things to one-shot this final boss. The developers are on it though, banging out fixes and new content already, even though the game is basically brand new. So here I am on my 18th attempt of the final boss, with whatever I came up with on my own. The plot is deep, but I'm not. So we'll just assume this kid grew up without a father figure, or maybe he watched too much CNN and the therapy sessions didn't work, or the Klonopin didn't take. I don't know, but this kid's room is a mess and he's jumping around with tentacles, so we're gonna calm him down with our guns. Anyhow, so the hard part is figuring out what to do exactly in the second phase. So to spare you the same anguish that I went through, I'll explain what to do as we get there. Now, although everybody's side bosses tend to be unique, the main storyline bosses are all the same, including this final boss here, the Dreamer. Now, he starts off a little sleepy, pretty slow and easy to figure out, and then when his health gets to about halfway, he gets much more aggressive with the timing of his moves. Now, after a few runs, you'll get the rhythm down, you'll get the audio cues down. His head is his weakness, but I'm not a very good shot, so I tend to look for a particular move where he spins and kind of sucks you into him, because he's trying to drop down on top of you. When he does the spin and brings you in, just back off a little bit and then shoot him in the head as he lands and misses, because he gives you a couple seconds to do that. The second phase is where it gets weird. He's going to turn into this giant, massive butterfly thing, and don't bother shooting him right now because he won't do any damage. So he sends you to South Phoenix, and the objective is to find that escape portal, but don't run out right away. The longer you stay in this zone, the more your health bleeds away. So you want to kill a number of things in here, because you'll notice there's a little green icon of a skull on the bottom right of the screen. The more things you kill in this zone, the higher that number on the green skull goes up, and the more bonus damage you get when you escape the portal. Now, I tend to kill between 8 and 10 things, because after that it gets a little hairy in here, and why take the chance when you can just bail and repeat the process a few more times. Now, here you have a couple of moments to cash in on that bonus damage you got, and instead of doing the usual 60, I'm doing, thousands per bullet. He's going to shoot his fireballs, which are pretty easy to avoid if you move left to right. Dump in as many moves on him as you can before he cleanses the situation, which you'll see here in a minute. I'm just trying to drill him as much as I can here. There you go. That big move tends to reset that buff, and you'll see that I go back to doing next to no damage. For whatever reason, I got stuck with melee here. Just don't do that. Eventually, he's going to send us back to South Phoenix here any second. I'm just going to run around and pick up a few boxes of ammunition. There we go, now we're back in hell again. So find the portal, there it is, and then kill some stuff on the way to it. I tend to use these little blood warts, or any kind of way you can regenerate health over time to kind of give you some extra moments in this place to kill a few more things. Now, I've seen guys kill 24, 25 things in here and then basically pop out and one-shot the boss, but it just gets so crazy in here after about 10 kills that it wasn't worth the risk for me after a number of attempts. So, yeah, like I said, between 8 and 10 things tends to be a good number. It doesn't get too stressful. And then you just hop out. If you see something you don't like, leave. And then just repeat the process. You you're doing a lot of damage, so your mods fill up quickly. And then keep an eye on that rib cage there in the middle, because the boy is hidden behind those ribs, and if he's ever exposed, which he will be a couple times during this, you do a lot of damage if you hit him. We're talking 50, 60,000 points a second. So keep an eye on that, get as much damage in as you can, and just, yeah, see, you do nothing once it's cleansed. The name of the game is to stick to the pattern, keep a cool head, and don't make any mistakes. Stay in rhythm, stick and move, shoot a guy, dodge, shoot a guy, dodge. Keep an eye on your health, keep an eye on that little green skull. Get yourself 8 to 10, exit the portal, dodge the fireballs, and repeat the process until he's dead. You can do it. You can totally do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit into the fight, because we're just repeating that process until one moment where I'm not sure how I trigger it. It just, maybe it's random, maybe it's just by dealing enough damage in one sequence. But the ribs open up, and the dreamer, or the little boy, is there, wide open, like a huge weak spot. So you want to shoot him as much as you can, because you do a ton of damage, and it fast forwards the fight quite a bit. I feel like our main character is having a really long day at this point. I mean, imagine how stinky and sweaty he's got to be. Just, I don't think I could be a soldier. There's no way. I'd have asthma. I got to take a dump or something. Like, whew, I don't know how those guys in the armed forces do it. I feel like it's similar to this compared to my job, at least. So shout out to the boys in the military, because if this shit were to happen in real life, you'd be the ones doing this, and I'd be in the back, you know, making logos and sarcastic comments. I trimmed off a few minutes of the fight just to keep the video from getting too long, but the total runtime was about 11 to 12 minutes, and that's just with my totally average equipment and strategy. I killed, just like I said, 8 to 10 things, stick to the pattern, keep a cool head, and finish it off with a really perfect shot that was super satisfying. So just stick to the strategy however you want to do it. This is what worked for me. Either way, it's super satisfying. I love this game, and I'm going to play it through again just to see what I get the second time around.